Hey guys, how are you? I hope you're doing well. So today I am making a video about BPD, and yes, this is Akashick love. So I live with what is called as BPD, um, but it is better defined as emotional instability disorder, right? So basically, people with BPD, unlike having a highs and extreme highs and extreme lows, you have you have constant emotional instability. So it's never like you could be happy, but then you could be sad, and it's usually triggers. So it's not, oh, you're high 1 minute and then low the next minute. Well, it it's you could be very, very happy and then something could trigger you. Or you could be sad and then something could trigger you. And then you go into what is splitting, which is black and white reasoning. It's either this way or that way. Like, I often tell people I don't negotiate because in my mind I don't. It's what I want, and just give me what I want. And, it's a thing of knowing what you want and not knowing what you want. So a lot of times, I guess, people aren't as like particular because everything's based on my mood. So I can't really do something if it's not my mood. You get what I'm saying? So if it's not my mood, and I have to do it, I can do it, but it's going to be very trying for me. Like, I am holding in all my emotions. I am exploding on the inside. I feel an extreme sense of anger and pain, and it's like someone's hurting me on the inside. It's kind of an intense emotion, and it can happen any with me doing anything. Like, regular people can walk around and I can feel that mood start coming in, and it's just like, oh my gosh, I have to train myself to not feel that, because that's just my basically emotional instability disorder is like, it's like you having no skin on your body, but you still have to work and you still have to go around and do your daily tasks, and people are asking you, why does it hurt? Why does it hurt? And you're like, oh my God, really? I don't have any skin. And they're like, oh, we'll just grow some. Yeah. So I don't have like that emotional skin. It starts with, it's caused by trauma, extreme trauma, and abandonment. So it would be like someone beating on you or someone verbally abusing you and moving around from place to place to place, going to like 15 schools before 5th grade type of a thing. That it creates like your real instability, because the child is always starting over with their personality. So they never get to develop a personality. They never really get to develop an identity. So that's another thing that.
A few moments later.
So basically, in terms of BPD, it creates an identity crisis, I guess, because your identity doesn't exist. Because of the instability. You're always starting over in relationships. So for a person with BPD, that's terrifying because it always happens through no fault of their own. Like, usually this happens when you're a child and you have no control over your childhood. Like, I remember being so heartbroken. I lost my godparents. I didn't get to see my own grandparents. They lived in like a whole other state. I was in California and they lived in Chicago. I lost my aunt when I was a baby. I lost my dad. Like, he just wasn't around. Like, it was so many people, and this was like before I was even 13. And just, I went to so many schools. Like, I went to, like, a lot of people, they like go to like 15, 16 schools. I didn't, thankfully, but I did go to, how many? I went to 2 kindergartens, 2 elementaries. No, I went to 3 elementaries. No, I went to 4. Ooh. Yeah, I went to about 4 or 5 different elementary schools. Thankfully, I only went to 1 middle school, and I went to 3 high schools. So that in itself creates instability, and as a person you're growing, you don't realize this. You're just living your life, and you're trying to do your best, and you're being the best person you can be, and you bring your A game, and but for some reason it's just things are off. And a lot of times people are like, they don't understand how I can talk about a missing link in my brain without knowing how to fix it. And it's weird. I describe it as how you have people who cannot imagine. They cannot imagine a typewriter in their mind. They cannot grow a whole city with their thought. There's no imagination. They just can't. And just like with other disorders, like some disorders you just can't love. See, BPD isn't that disorder because we have extreme empathy. We have extreme empathy, and we really care. And we really wish people would understand that. But it's hard because we never really know who we are, where we're at. We're just kind of existing. So a lot of people tell me, like, in my pictures, some of my pictures, like, I look really different. But that's the thing, like, I can do that. It used to be like, oh, that's really cool, because I used to make like really cool characters. But then it's like, okay, so is that, I don't know, is that me, or is this just something I thought was nice? I don't know. Well, I've been working hard on that, so I'm pretty sure everything that I like is because I like it, because I've just taken myself away from all movies and music and anything mainstream. I've just really been secluded a lot, which is pretty cool. So not having that creates the instability, and it's an instability other people can't understand, and it's so draining and it's so exhausting. Like, I say that I wish people would understand, but I don't really want people to understand, because to understand is to live it. And that's it's a job in itself. So I am glad that you listened to my borderline personality disorder video. Please understand that the people are like this because of abandonment. because of broken hearts. It has absolutely nothing to do with them trying to control or be mean or anything like that. It's like imagine having a well, right? Like a well full of water. And your parents, they're supposed to fill this well up your entire life so that when you are old, when you're an adult, you have enough water and you have enough like to survive to start out with, so you can start filling the well for your children. But let's call this water love. Now, if you end up with parents who don't fill that well up, what do you end up doing? You end up filling that well yourself, and you're going to end up filling it with a whole lot of things that you're going to consider love. But you don't know what it looks like. You don't know what love looks like. So you're just going through the ringer. I mean, if you have a strong support system, then you'll be fine. Because they can help guide you and help you see things for what they are. But if you don't really have a strong support system and all they do is argue with you, the best I could tell you is to just get away from it, because it's not going to make it any better. It's going to be harder, and it's going to hurt, and you're going to cry, and so the best thing to do is to just not do it, especially for people like us. We kind of have to abandon anyone that causes harm. And that's even emotionally. Like, when you're handling a BPD person, it's like, I should come with fragile, handle with care label. Because that's just the way my brain works. So some people, they can be born with it, and some people, they can acquire it over age. So I don't know, like, I have had an extremely traumatic life. So I don't know if I was born with it or if it was acquired. Simply because my life was abusive, but also my father was in the Vietnam War, and they experimented Agent Orange on them, and he and yeah, a lot of, like, he had kids, and his kids had a lot of men that were exposed to Agent Orange. Their children, like 75% chance of disability. So yeah, that's what happens. So I don't know. But I really, really appreciate you guys for listening to my videos. And thank you for leaving your comments, and be kind to each other and be enlightening, because this channel is enlightening and I want to be supportive of people. So I love humanity, and I hope you have a wonderful day, guys. Bye.